If you look at the past meetings between these two, it has been very one-sided. K.Anderson has won all 5 of them, including 2 last year, 6-5 and 6-3. Dan Dawson in the commentary box to talk you through this one, and Rob Malarkey alongside me.
Yeah, K.Anderson making his first European Tour appearance of 2016. He had a really good run in Venray last year. He beat Peter Wright and Steve Beaton before a 6-5 defeat by Terry Jenkins in the quarter-finals. Also qualified for Innsbruck as well last year, but had to withdraw before the tournament itself. 95. So we're seeing our first look at Anderson in 2016. He's had a fairly good time of it of late. He had a run to the last 8 of the UK Open where he lost 10-0 to Jelle Klaassen.
42.
Suddenly got well and truly pummeled. It was a surprising scoreline. I mean, Klaassen was playing well at the time, of course, and was on a high, but 10-0 really did take a few people by surprise. Steve West, we've seen him a few times on the European Tour. First down since Mulheim last September, though.
81.
Yeah, I spoke to Kyle after that game against Jelle at the UK Open. He said he was struggling to grip the dart properly. It was he had cold hands. He couldn't find any way to, remedy the problem. And when Jelle Klaassen's in full flow against you,
well, you need everything to be right.
Yeah, you're not going to get much change out of Jelle.
44.
Steve West, though, he will be itching to get one over on K.Anderson, having lost their 5 previous meetings.
99.
He's quite capable of doing so. Left himself 80 after 12 darts. Good start on his own throw. For the 40-year-old, ranked just outside the world's top 64 as K.Anderson fires in at 180. That's the only thing that gets him down to a finish, so there's a bit of pressure on this, but Steve West, double 5 now.
75.
Ooh, now then, those 6 darts change the complexion of this match. At least this leg.
$54. Steve, you require 5.
Well, he's left himself a nice round sum, but will West give him a chance to come back to the hockey? Double 2 he wants, 2 goes at it as well. Back up to double 1.
Game shot.
Not a problem for Steve West. He holds his throw with the very first leg. A man who qualified for this tournament last year but was beaten in the first round by Tony Newell.
96.
6-4 the score that day.
The Bear, Tony Newell. Never made a PDC quarter-final, Steve West. Switched over to the PDC in 2012 on his tour card. On day 2 of Q School. Had to win it back last year. Going to be in just outside the top 64. He is, again, at the minute, so needs to win some money just to slip inside there to avoid having to go to Q School again. But that is another maximum for K.Anderson, his second. We're only in the second leg, and Anderson, he does have very strong scoring power. And he's playing well. He is a man who averaged 134.84, a record. Oh, look at this. It's another one.
Well, Russ Bray is stretching his vocal cords here, isn't he? 3 180s for 41. Anderson already.
We require 45.
5 for tops. 11 darter, and that is a stunning reply from K.Anderson after losing the first leg.
Yeah, very good indeed. Lots to like about that particular leg. It was a terrific response by K.Anderson.
100.
Both guys based elsewhere other than their country of birth, these two. I believe Steve West is still based in Holland.
He certainly was 12 months ago when I was watching him at this tournament then.
140.
K.Anderson, Australian, obviously. But spending his time, or at least a significant portion of the year in Nottingham.
57.
Moved over here to give PDC darts a proper go. He does travel back and forth. His family's still back in Australia, so it is difficult trying to juggle those responsibilities. Devin Peterson flying back and forth between the UK and South Africa as well.
Racking up the air miles.
My word.
Look at this.
It's a 4th maximum for K.Anderson.
Well,
100. Carl will require 164.
Wouldn't put it past him.
60.
Just the 60.
Steve, you require 70.
104 is gettable, so Steve West. 20 for tops.
Game shot in the
very
third
light
leg.
work of it, and that's a 15 darter, and Steve West cares not for your 4 180s. He still
I
leads
was going to
2-1.
say, yeah, he's got 4 180s, 1 out of 1 on his checkouts, and he's 2-1 down.
58.
Strange. And he's averaging over 100 as well. West average down at 90.23, but he leads 2-1. This will do his average the world.
180.
It's been feast or famine for K.Anderson because he's at 4 180s.
100.
That's only his second score of a ton or more other than those visits. So it's not like he's going 180, ton 40. It's ton 80, 58, ton 80, 60. Look at this though, Steve West. That is 6 perfect darts. And for the second time today, we've got a player on the 9 darter. Steve West needs 141. K.Anderson fires in a 180 of his own. But could we see the perfect leg? We've not seen on the European Tour for 3 years, and that is a mile away.
6 perfect darts and then a 5.
125.
But he recovered with 2 treble 20s there. So well played, Steve West. He's down to a double 8 finish, maybe a 10 dart leg here for Steve West.
123.
We've seen a couple threaten, nobody's managed to pull it off yet, but double 8 for a 10 dart leg.
And a break as well, let's not forget. Double 4 he wants for a 3-1 lead. It's not to be.
Kyle will require 40.
Bit of a let-off here potentially for K.Anderson.
Game shot
A
of
big
full
let off, but
play.
it's still a 13 darter. It's still a good leg from K.Anderson. He's nearly undone by a superlative leg from Steve West. But we've had 7 180s between these two in the first 4 legs. This is a really, really good game of darts we've got going on here. Can these two sustain this kind of level of performance?
123. 100.
Just the ton for K.Anderson. We talked about whoever wins this facing the 180 machine that is Dave Chisnell in the next leg, but these two are scoring as if they were Dave Chisnell right now. That's a third 180 for Steve West and an 8th for the match.
Betting-wise, the clues are there, guys, tomorrow. Take a very close look at the 180s market for that Chizzy match tomorrow on the evidence of this.
100.
Ton for Steve West could reply with an 11 dart leg. This double 8 for the 10 darter last time out and allowed K.Anderson to hold his throw. Steve West. Oh dear. Well, 83, so treble 17 for double 16. Just takes a moment. Back to the hockey. Looks at the 17s. Treble 10 maybe. Oh, he goes for the ball to leave double 8. 25 will leave him a choice of doubles. You can pick any one you like, pretty much. Oh, Anderson's going to set it up again, though. Oh, that's unlucky. You could hear it
Deflects off.
scrape down the barrel. And
Pitch low. Tops then. 3-2 lead.
Game shot
And
of
he
fifth
takes it out
leg.
as well.
Steve West, 6-leg Kyle at front first.
Well, K.Anderson, 5 180s, 100% checkout percentage, an average of 104. Now trails 3-2.
57.
Really high quality match, this one, though.
well, these guys just sort of hang around by our commentary position before they go on stage and do their walk-ons. And Steve West acknowledged he's got a real game on.
100.
But he did say, tellingly, Carl's got a game on as well.
Yep.
And he was feeling good, he was feeling confident. Look at those. I mean, look, K.Anderson's hit 5 180s. Steve West is
100.
smashing him up on the first 9 averages. Admittedly, some of Carl's 180s have come towards the end of legs to try and set up the shot, and he has had some visits without a treble in between, as I said, feast or famine
83.
times for K.Anderson, but a couple of 15 darters, 11, 13, and that's with a few missed doubles from Steve West as well. He's missed 7 darts at double already.
Yeah, and you can perhaps excuse that first leg as well. Both players trying to find their feet in this in this match early on.
100.
K.Anderson, 30 points behind on his own throw. Needs to find a big score.
92.
Well, gets him down to on a nice finish, 156. Couple of treble 20s, and the way that he's hitting that treble 20, he wouldn't bet against it.
58.
Double 18,
Kyle, you
if he
require
can. West leaves
156.
160. Hardly anything between him and this leg, just below the target. Good adjustment.
100.
Just the ton.
Steve, you require 100.
Raspberry check-in. I thought he might have snuck it in there again
so
for a
as well, and it was
140.
down to a double 8 finish, but yep, 56 required. West won't be finishing.
100.
Pressure though.
Kyle, you require
Real
56.
pressure. Now, K.Anderson, he's not missed a dart at double as yet. He has now. He's missed two. He's hit next door and bust it. Now Steve West, for a bit of daylight between these two. It's been 5 consecutive holds of throw. Tops, that's a bit of a blocker. Moves across to try and get out the way of it.
Yep.
No. Oh, double 10.
50.
Need a gilding cam there. He
Yeah.
was way over on the left-hand side. Couldn't get a good shot of it. Looked like he missed that double 10 by quite some distance. K.Anderson has another go at 56. Double top is what he wants.
16.
Now, hit the first 2 darts at double he had in the match. He's missed 4.
10.
Steve West has another chance.
Wow. An uncharacteristic leg from these two, but
No score.
on we go.
Kyle, you require 40.
This is a big moment in this match. If Anderson fluffs his lines here, and he might well do.
35.
There we go. West has a great chance
Steve,
once
you
again here.
require
Double
10.
5 for a 4-2 lead. If he can establish a cushion of 2 legs here, it could be enough. But he's bust again.
No score.
Well.
Kyle, you require 5.
After
These
all
guys
this-
were both averaging over 100 earlier on, and this leg has just seen their averages plummet. It's the old saying, big scores plus missed doubles.
No score.
It's exciting darts.
Steve, you require 10.
It's astonishing. We had, what, those 11 dart legs and 13 dart
Well,
legs?
we could have had a 10 darter.
Nearly a 10 darter. And now here we are, 27 darts apiece maybe here.
No score.
Join us for the conclusion of
Kyle,
the
you
match
require
sometime around midnight.
Here we go, 1-2. Absolutely no bother for K.Anderson. There we
on
go,
the sixth
29th dart's a charm. That
K.Anderson,
old
seventh
saying,
leg, Steve
it's
to
3
throw
apiece.
first.
And the last 2 legs
Game
that
on.
K.Anderson has won, he's managed to hold his throw. But on both occasions, he's had to rely on Steve West missing a handful of darts at doubles in them. He was on 10 darter Steve West in the 4th leg and ended up
Not touching it.
80.
just 80. Yeah, ended up missing a load of darts in that 4th leg. He's missed even more in the 6th leg. And K.Anderson has kind of got out of jail.
58.
Finds himself 3 apiece. Who can take advantage here? Steve West has the advantage of throwing first in this match, so 3 holds of throw are enough for him. So if the game carries on as it has been doing with hold after hold after hold, Steve West goes through to the 2nd round, and that is a 9 180s. And in 7th leg.
I was going to say, the 180s seem to have dried up given the eternity it took for that 6th leg to be completed, but we're back on track now. Anderson's average down below 87 now. It was 105 before that 6th leg. That's the
100.
damage it's done as far as that stat's concerned, but I don't think he'll really mind about that if he can get over the line here now.
Ooh, another one of those would be very handy.
133.
133 leaves in the
Steve,
big
you
one.
require 100.
Steve West on 141.
Just imagine you're on a 9-dart finish here. Double 12 he wants.
170.
Not to be.
Kyle, you require
You
170.
This was really
suspect
good.
he'll be back. You suspect, but you never know. He will be back.
Yeah, we made a better fist of the 141 than he did 49 darter earlier on.
Steve, you require 24.
But double 12. Double 6.
18.
Word.
That was some way inside, and
Kyle,
once
you
again
require
Steve West
36.
struggling with the doubles.
for the first break of throw in this match. Double 18 for Kyle
Game
Anderson.
shown
That
at
is
seventh leg.
exactly where he
Anderson.
wanted it. Bang in the middle, and it is a first break of
Eighth
throw.
leg,
And
Kyle
Steve
to
West,
throw first.
having
Game
missed
on.
glorious opportunities in the fourth and the sixth leg to break Kyle Anderson, and missing darts in that leg to hold his throw, may be wondering whether it's just
57.
he's just fated not to beat Kyle Anderson. This would be a sixth consecutive defeat to the Australian if Anderson goes on to win it. And he is the
81.
favourite right now.
He is.
Kyle Anderson's checkout percentage of 30 is
140.
made to look positively world class by Steve West, 12.5. 3 out of 24. He has hit his double, Steve West.
135.
Again, it's nice build-up play from both players here.
The scoring is not a problem for these two.
It's
140.
finishing it off, especially for West lately. Plenty of room there for another one. Marby's squeezed it in on the right-hand side anyway.
That is his fifth. Kyle Anderson is at 5 as well, all in the first 4 legs.
60. Steve, you require 105.
Steve has hit 5 in the last 5 legs. Needed the treble for a dart at double 16, but he
97.
set it up.
Kyle, you require
Kyle Anderson,
104.
big visit this. Looking at the 18s, I would think. Needs to find one for double 16, treble 18 that is. Does so, double 16, big dart this for 5-3.
72. Steve, you require 8.
Well, he simply has to take this.
Game shot the 8th leg.
My oh my, he needed that,
Steve
didn't
West, 9th leg.
After all the
Steve
messing
to
about he'd done
first.
before, 3 from
Game on.
24, and he takes out double 4 at the first time of asking. He breaks back, and we're now back on throw effectively once again with West leading 4-all. West throwing first here at 4-all for a 5-4 lead.
Yeah, and that double 4 could be huge. Steve West suddenly becomes favourite for this again. But with the way these two are playing, and they're both scoring well, neither of them are finishing particularly well, you just get the feeling that you could have 3 more legs here, and they could both have darts to win all of them. 112 first 9 average for Steve West. Dragged down to 88 overall as Kyle Anderson fires in 180, number 6, and 11 for the match. Look at that.
There you see the obvious blot on the copybook, don't you? Standing out like a sore thumb.
29 dart leg.
Ignore that.
57.
That's very, very healthy stats.
How about another one, Steve? How about another one?
Why not?
Oh, I tell you what, would have made a difference as well. Would have gotten down to 160. As it is, 6 darts for Kyle Anderson. He's just checking Steve West's score, so he doesn't need to go the bull route here. He'll probably go 18s and stay on the 18s. Yeah, when treble will leave him double 16. And that's... If he'd hit the treble 18 with his second dart, he'd have probably stayed in the 18s anyway, so he'd be quite happy with that.
100.
Oh, shake of the head, but 100
require 32.
may be enough. He's relying on Kyle Anderson to miss, though. This is for a breaker throw and to suddenly become the favourite once again for this match. Kyle Anderson, double 8, last dart in hand, pressure's on.
24.
Pressure tells.
Steve, you require 100.
Double 10.
Game shot at 9th
Look
leg.
at that, Steve West. What a response.
10th leg Cole to throw first.
Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving this match. It's proving to be an absolute classic.
That is some shot from Steve West, bearing in mind everything that's gone before. Kyle Anderson missing 3 clear darts.
It's the sort of match that deserves a deciding leg this as well. It really does.
It does, but we said, you know, the last 3 legs, they could both have darts to win. Every single one of them, and
55.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way it goes. Because Kyle Anderson's hitting less than a quarter of his darts at double. Steve West is hitting less than 1 in 5. Fewer than 1 in 5, I should say.
60.
Stubbornly. When you've hit treble 20 so much in this game, it must be really tempting just to stay up there, even if you're blocking your path to it. And I think maybe Steve West acknowledges that was the case there.
94.
Anderson relying on the treble 18 there, uses it to good effect. He has his nose in front in this leg, a leg that he must win and then win the decider against the Steve West throw. We've seen 2 breaks of throw in this match in the 7th and 8th legs. Anderson broke to go favourite for the match, then immediately West broke back.
41.
So many of these legs have been tightly contested. Maybe that 41 has just opened the door for Steve West to close it out. And what a visit that is. Gets himself down to a finish. It's a big one, but it's gettable. While Anderson finds one treble.
60.
Oh, hang about.
Sorry, 96.
Yeah, there we go.
Steve, you require 150.
Well, the 150 is not going. Kyle Anderson.
60.
Well, Steve West should get at least a dart at the bullseye if he returns. Will Kyle Anderson give him the opportunity? Treble 19 for Bull. Treble 19 is there. Fraction away. That might be the last dart he throws in the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, Kyle Anderson. Steve West needs 90 for his first ever win over Kyle Anderson. Double 15, and there it is. And Steve West took out 100 in the penultimate leg, and 90 there. And in a game that had enormous scoring and some pretty dodgy finishing at times, Steve West gets over the line to record his first ever victory over Kyle Anderson. His first win in 6 games against him. But Steve West is through to the next round. He will take on Dave Chisnell, the number 6 seed. That is the second round lineup completed here at the Pepperami Gibraltar Darts Trophy. We will be back for 2 sessions of darts tomorrow when the seeded players join the action. Michael van Gerwen, the world number 1, and multiple major